Going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, episode 24. We're gonna far from the hit with this one. There might be some late joiners, but me and Landon are gonna kick things off. Landon is how many weeks out now?
3.5.
3.5 weeks. Crunch time. You pulled your shows forwards though, didn't you? You were supposed to do later shows.
Yeah, so I was originally planning on competing around September, October, like I normally like to. I just like to prep through the summer. Don't know
Yeah.
why. Just worked really well for me in the past. But then, yeah, we were pushing off season, and then we were growing like weed, and it was kind of like we're getting to a point here where obviously I'm pushing for an IFBB pro card, and as soon as if and when I turn pro, I'm gonna have a pro cap. And at the minute, 3.5 weeks out, I'm still sitting 3.5 pounds above that weight cap. So we were
Oh,
supposed to have like
above the pro cap?
above the pro cap. Yeah, my
Oh,
pro
fucking
cap's
hell.
180. My pro cap's 182, and I'm 185.5 this morning.
Wow.
So we had like another 8 weeks of off season planned in, and it was like, okay, if we keep pushing these 8 weeks, like we're gonna really be we're gonna be it's all right in the amateurs, we can go in fucking £10 heavier. But
Yeah.
if I win it, I want to try. The plan is I want to try and bounce straight into a pro show whilst I'm ready, really.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Just for the fun, just for the fun of it, and see where I stand and see what I need to be doing. Then going into the next improvement season, whether it's
Yeah.
refinement or whatever. But yeah, I'm glad we pulled it now, because obviously it would have been a tough ask to really be
Yeah.
digging under, because I haven't realistically got too much to go. Just a bit on the lower back to come off. Mid-set from the front, I'd say I'm 98% there. Just obviously needs tightening up in terms of pulling some water off the midsection and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's just a bit of little bit of fat to come off the lower back, but not too far off. I'd probably say £5 realistically. So I'm going to be close. I'm going to be pushing close to that pro cap with where I'm at.
And what are the intended shows?
So, I what were the intended shows, or what are the
Or
ones
what
now?
are the new intended shows now?
So I've got my Two Bros regional, which is Richie O'Donnell's one, the one in Wales.
Yeah.
And then the week after, I'm going to do the M Pro
Okay, yeah, in Spain.
in Spain, which would be cool. Then 3 weeks after, the Amateur Olympia in Portugal, or hopefully the Mr. Big Evolution Pro show on the Sunday, not the Amateur
Yeah,
Olympia.
yeah.
And then the final one will be the UK show in the middle of July.
Is that that's a pro show or a pro qualifier?
I think it's both, to be honest with you, mate.
Is it?
I think it's both. I think it's both. I'm hoping it's both, because if I do get the card, then I'd like to finish the
You do
season off.
both.
If I do get the card before that, then I would like to finish the season off. Finish the season off in the UK doing a pro show, so a lot more people can come and watch.
Yeah. So this is where's current updates? What's the latest update you've done?
That one in the yellow shorts, that was from Monday.
Oh, this one here.
hmm
So this is 18184.
Yeah, put on a little bit of pound. Just little bit of fatigue setting in, obviously just from hammering it in, trying to dig that lower back in.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, it's a nice look, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not
Back's
too
come up.
far.
Back's come up this year as well.
Yeah, loads. Back and doubts was a big one this year.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Nice. It seems to
Yeah,
have changed seems to have
that's
changed pretty quick relative to because it didn't seem long ago when you actually started prep in the first place.
it was only 6 weeks ago I actually
6 weeks,
started.
yeah.
Yeah, it's only 6 weeks ago that I actually started prep. Although my weight has it, I've nailed pre-prep this year.
Yeah.
I kind of used it as a little bit of an extended version of prep in terms of how direct I was with the fat loss and how strict I was with everything.
Yeah.
Most other pre-preps I've gone into years, and I'm just there like it gets to the last couple of weeks before prep, and I'm like, okay, I'll go and have that off-plan meal, or I'll go on that night out and kind of
Mm,
get it out my system before prep. But
mm,
obviously, head was fully locked in this year, and I basically utilized pre-prep as like an extended version of prep, and
yeah,
managed to pull like 19 pounds off in the first sit in 6 weeks of pre-prep.
nice.
And then I think I've dropped about 5 pounds in 6 weeks of prep since.
Yeah, so even then, it's like you've probably recomped through that prep as well, haven't you?
Yeah, massive. Yeah, massively. Like the difference between the 5 pounds that I've lost in prep compared to the difference that I lost in terms of the pre-prep, the 18, 19 pounds, the body composition changes are probably just as significant.
Yeah,
It was obviously once prep started, then obviously assistants started getting added back in and stuff like that as well. So you're always going to get a bit of skew in terms of body weight as well, ain't you?
yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. Exciting, man. Exciting. It'd be cool to get that done and then enter a pro show and just see where you stand in terms of like gives you a clear assessment as to where you're at and what needs to change. And also even the ability to then get feedback in a pro setting as well in terms of that
Yeah.
lineup and the direction that your off seasons will go, depending on, realistically, by the sounds of it, how much weight you've actually got to play with in the first place. But yeah, the
Yeah,
next
well, that's based on my height check from the last time I competed in
yeah, you could
2023.
squeeze a bit more out maybe.
If I gain half a centimeter, I get another 5 pounds. I get up to 187.
Oh,
So
that should be easy. If you use an inversion table, then that should be easy.
yeah. I was 190, 169.7, but if I get to 170.2, then I get that extra 5 pounds.
We shall go a long way as well.
It will go a massively long way, considering my height as well. Obviously,
Yeah, yeah,
with the fact that I'm class A and I'm in the shortest, like 5 pounds is a hell of a lot of tissue to be adding on.
yeah. Because like realistically, what do you think's got to pull off now? Like 2 or 3 pound?
Ask the man. What do you reckon, Zach?
I don't know. I've just come on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
How
just
much do you reckon?
talking about Landon's proximity to stage condition now relative to the pro cap. His Wi-Fi is going to be bad.
Yeah,
Um, what is your pro?
182.
This is gonna be shit, guys.
Yeah, the signal's going to be bad.
No worries, guys. Catch you in a bit.
Yeah,
See you in a bit.
and that's how off the whim this podcast is going to be today.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I reckon 5 pounds. Well, I reckon probably about 3 pounds of fat, 3 pounds of fat, and then a couple of pounds of obviously water retention that's built up over the past week or so from some fatigue. But yeah, I reckon it'll be around the 180. But me and Zach said that a couple of weeks ago. He had a look at me in person in shreds, and I was 187 at the time.
yeah.
And he said to me, he was there like, it's going to be cool to see what you look like around about 180. And I said, yeah, I think that's probably be our point where we look and go, we're ready here.
So what? So if you go, what was your last height that you took?
169.7.
So you need to get
So
into what you need to get into that 170.2.
I need to get into that 170. Well, I need to go above 170.2, don't I? Because that's including.
Yeah, yeah. So 17.3, and then you can get into
And then I can get that extra 5 pounds then.
182. Yeah. No, because it would be if you're above it, it will then be 187.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I need to get over 170.2, don't I? Because that's
Yeah, yeah.
up to and including the 170.2. So even if I am 170, even if I get 170.2, I'm still going to be 182 pounds. So I need to get that
Yeah. So if you
extra,
if you
extra.
if you if you 184 now and you pull off another say 4 pounds into 3 or 4 pounds into condition now, then you've got circa like 7 pounds to play with, really.
Yeah, realistically, going into an off season, going into an improvement season, and going into an off season, and then obviously that's why I want to get on that pro show because, as you say, I want to get the feedback in a pro setting and see where them refinements will need to be coming in because
Yeah.
that's all it is now. Obviously, in terms of size, obviously I'm maxing out my I'm pretty much maxing out my weight cap, and I'm maxing out the weight cap that I actually am in terms of my
Yeah,
actual height. So obviously just grow the hair out nice and thick and fucking spike it up so I can get that extra bit of,
yeah, yeah,
get that
yeah.
extra bit of height.
I think if you did consistent chiropractor adjustments and you did inversion
Yeah,
table, you probably get a lot more than you think as well. Like I've had classic boys sometimes get upwards of a centimeter and a half in prep from that alone.
yeah, definitely.
Um, so yeah, like yeah, it's a difference of £10. It's an absolute no brainer. But I don't know whether they'll change the weigh-ins or not in terms of the rules. But they did say last year that I don't think they've done it this year though. When they said the first weigh-in of the year would be your weight for the year. But
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think this year they've done it because every time that I've seen a pro athletes meet, they seem to be weighing everyone. So they said that at the last year's Olympia because they will hold that where people that competed at the Olympia last year, whatever they weighed in there, they'll hold their weight for all pro shows to come. But maybe they just mean the Olympia weigh-ins and they don't mean regular pro shows. But
Do you mean the height? Do you mean the height checks, not the weigh-ins?
the height checks for the weight caps
Height checks for the weight
relative.
caps.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
was going to say, I was going to say because I think it is with Olympia. Once you've been height checked at Olympia, that's just your set
It will
height.
stick.
That sticks the whole time, then, don't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They should really do that for if you're not qualified and you're competing in pro shows, they should really do it where whatever your height is for the first show that you do
But
of the year, it just stays consistent the entire time.
yeah, it made
Um,
it made the whole process easier as well. You know, the
and
athletes
fucking quicker as well because they don't
quicker
have to. Yeah,
at the athletes meets. It's literally just here you go. Here's my height. Check my height against my weight. Job done. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It'd be so much quicker and easier.
yeah.
You just have the odd one or two that are doing their first pro show for the season that would
That you
need the
can
height
just
check.
get them in. Yeah,
It'd speed the process up so much better, wouldn't it?
yeah, for sure, for sure. What's going on with clients at the moment?
Competitive clients. I've just had first timer on at the weekend. Guy, he got second place at PCA Northeast.
Yeah,
I'd say first timer. It was his first time doing men's physique. He competed 7 years ago in classic bodybuilding, and that was his only show previous to that. So then moving him into having a 7 year hiatus and then moving him into men's physique was basically like doing a first timer again.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, and he got second, which was nice, good result first time. And
Busy
then
show.
not really, mate, to be honest with you, because you've got PCA Universe next weekend. So
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of people are just geared up for that now.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've got they have the qualifier on the Saturday and then the finals on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where do they hold the universe at the moment?
it's in Hull this year.
It's in Hull still, because I think the last time I went to a PCA British was that big Hull arena as well.
Yeah, yeah. So it's in Hull this year. And then he's on this weekend at Two Rows Norwich.
Okay, nice.
He's gonna have a first crack at Two Rows. We're only doing novice at the minute, but we're in discussion about possibly just jumping into open as well.
Yeah,
With the fact that it's going to be his last show, and he just kind of wants to make the most,
just test himself.
just yeah, just make the test himself and kind of just make the most of it and have a bit more time on stage and stuff. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
been through the prep and everything. He just wants that little bit of extra time. So
yeah. Fair enough. So
he knows that he's not at the open standard, but as I've said, as you just said there, I've said to him, go and test yourself, see where you stand against them, and then you
yeah,
know where you need to progress to. Whereas
yeah,
if you're just going, no offense PCA, but if you're just going PCA and you're just going novice, you don't know the top standard that you need to reach, really, do you?
yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. It sets a bit of a precipice if he's going to move back into an office, and it sets bit of a preface in terms of like where, like what do we need to be aiming for, and where do
Yeah,
we need to be targeting for next time. So those off seasons can be very similar to when you turn pro and you do a first pro show. It's very similar to that, like where it's like, right, this is the fucking standard now that I want to hold myself up to, and this is what I've got to come back with next time. And that's just a
yeah.
little bit of a tap on your shoulder to just push you in the right direction.
Yeah, and it's exactly what I said to kind of use me as what we've just spoke about, and use me as the kind of the reference to that, and says, look, I'm going into if I win a pro card, I want to go straight into a pro show to know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
where I stand and where I need to progress.
yeah,
Even if I'm going up against qualified Olympians or previous Olympians, I want to be stood next to them so I can see where I need to go to. I'm not going to
yeah,
look at it as, oh, I've gone against them and I'll come nowhere. Like, great, I've come nowhere. Now I know what I need to do to move on.
yeah. No, I get you. I get you.
But it's just that mindset, isn't it? You've got to
Yeah,
have that mindset of doing that, not look at it as, oh shit, I'm so far away from that. It's got to
yeah,
be, okay, that's where I need to work to, whether it's going to
yeah,
take me
yeah,
a 2 year, 3 year.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Ross, are you in Ireland, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna be. This is the podcast, isn't it?
This is
I
the podcast, mate. Yeah.
fully thought this was the team meeting.
No, no, this is pod. We're live. We're live in. We're live on.
I realized that a couple of seconds later. I was like, right, I have two choices. I either leave here and people, join this place, or I explain myself, give some value, and dip off in the appropriate time. So yeah, I guess.
Where's is Hayden with you?
No, I'm actually in my own house now. This is the weirdest show weekend ever. Obviously, my house is less than 5 minutes away from where the lads are staying. It's the house I grew up in, which is
Okay.
it's real strange to be doing a bodybuilding weekend while being at home. And then the actual venue is maybe 10, 15 minutes from my house. So I'm just going to be up and down to the lads. I'll stay there tomorrow night with them. But no, all is good. The three boys and the four boys are down there. Colsey's down there. Yemi's down there. Matty is on his way. And then
Good.
obviously as well.
Nice, nice. Is it? It's not the same venue that I was at last time. It's not Limerick, is it?
No, totally different. It's in Dublin, like where I'm from.
Right. Okay.
8 minutes away.
That's cool.
It's like a big venue down in just outside the city. It's a good location.
Okay. Nice. How's everything going with H?
Good man, he's moving well. He's moving really, really well. I think I kind of found his body weight. I think I found the look that I want to put him up there at yesterday. So now it's just trying to kind of take him back down to where he was before we got him there. So kind of bring him back down. Body weight, he's 198 points. No, 196.8. He weighed in at last night about 9 o'clock, and it was perfect.
Right. Okay.
I'll try to get him back up towards there over the next couple of days, and then kind of keep him within a couple of pounds of that. But obviously, following the weigh-ins tomorrow.
Yeah. 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 What time's weigh-ins? End of day or good time?
So I think it's between 12 and 2, so it's not too bad.
That's good. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay. That's exciting, man. That's exciting. Time to just completely mog Larry Wills then, shall we?
Yeah, man, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I wish you the best of luck. But fuck you, Larry Wills. It'd be really interesting though, just like because there seems to be some pretty good guys doing it from both the UK and even a couple of lads from around here. There's people traveling for it. So the standard will be decent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just crossing the actual show and stuff like that, and the standard of the show will be good. The way everything rolls off.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's gone like, right, could I do Mexico in a couple of weeks? Could I do this show? Or oh shit, okay, there's a show in Ireland. Nobody will go to that show. And then he'll turn up and there'll be loads of people in the show and they're like, fuck.
Yeah, like that was there. It felt like the easiest show to like kind of.
But it will actually be actually stacked.
Yeah, I think it will be pretty stacked. I think it will be, which I think is great for Irish bodybuilding because in general, it's crap. I've no qualms with saying that. Like, it's usually crap. I'm sorry,
It's moving in the right direction though with stuff like this. Like it can move forwards when more and more people are doing the shows at a higher level.
Yeah, 100%. It's good, and it gives a little bit of at least a bit of a reminder that okay, like there has been a level of advancement while I've been gone, kind of thing. Like it's cool to see.
Yeah, yeah,
it's really really cool to see. So
nice.
now looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
Exciting.
You've got nobody in it, no?
No, I've got
athletes around.
I've got a guy doing the Korean Pro Show and a guy doing Morocco and a guy doing the Pro Qualifier in Japan.
You've got Abdullah, don't you?
Abdullah doing Morocco.
Yeah. Okay.
Which wasn't actually the plan, but his client's doing it, so he wants to do it as well, which is fair enough. And they're not in the same class, but his client, the guy that's doing it, that's Abdullah's client, I thought was a 212 pro, like since I've known him. So every time I see him in the gym in Dungeon, I'm like, oh, when's the next show? What are you planning on doing? And then the last time I was there, he was like, oh, I'm doing Morocco. And I was like, oh, right, fuck. I didn't know that was a pro show. He was like, no, I'm an amateur. I was like, what? This guy looks like a 212 Olympian, mate. He's fucking nuts. You would have seen him on Instagram. It's let me see. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, this guy not being pro is blasphemy. Honestly, can you imagine? Let me show you now. Imagine this guy on a two bro stage. He's
You're
the
all
most he's the most bubbly bloke. Let me see if I can find him. I don't know what his actual name is.
right.
Um, this completely spam his stories now. There's loads of Middle Eastern guys
Yeah,
gashing
just
out their eyeballs.
dude. He's like one of the top dogs over there, though, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, there he is. Uh, him.
Yeah, that's freaky.
I want to see if I can find a photo of him. He looks so good, mate. I don't know what. Um, I don't know what his name is. Fuck.
Just while you're trying to get that, did anyone see the full video of
There he
Tyler
is.
Man down to the classic? Oh, there we go.
Right.
Oh, he's an amateur.
He's an amateur.
Is he fuck?
That's wild.
Wait, what?
How wild is that?
That front double is unbelievable. Go back to that. That, that is crazy, man. It's not even in trunks. That's nuts.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I was adamant he was a two-time pro, and I was like, oh my god, you're an amateur. What were you saying? What were you saying then about Tyler? What?
Tyler Mannion's breakdown of the classic at Pittsburgh.
Oh no, I saw the video, but I didn't listen to it. What do they say?
It was class. It was just a really, really, really good breakdown. Like really, really, really good. I was like watching it with the lads last night, and like even like the videos that he done on all the classes for Pittsburgh, but particularly the one for Classic. He basically compared Yosema and Ruff. I hate calling him Yosema. His name is Jose. Jose and his name isn't even Ruff. It's Terrence.
Terrence.
And Terrence in all the shots and kind of explained who won what, who took it, why they took it. It was just a really cool look at the entire class. Then did some top four. I can't remember what that dude who got. Second name was Nagy, the guy who got fourth. Can't remember.
Yeah, he's good actually. That guy.
Really good,
He's
man.
good.
He's really good. He's
Peeled.
really good. The overall assessment of the class was just really, really of the lineup.
What did he say about the Open with Nick and
I
Derek?
didn't get through that. I was falling asleep in the Airbnb.
Okay.
He did. I'd seen something just on Instagram, and he says Tyler Mannion says he had Nick winning, but 3 out of the judges had Derek winning.
Yeah,
So
Right.
it went
Okay.
Derek.
that is what I heard.
Tyler Mannion said he had Nick winning.
Right.
Which I also think, again, like say what you want about who you thought I should have won. I know I personally had Nick winning it. I think there's also the fact that everyone was like, "How's Nick gonna look?" And it was undoubtedly the best Nick ever, but it was also a really, really good Derek. You know, like I
Yeah.
know a really, really good Derek is hard to beat by anyone, but because Nick was so good comparatively to how anyone has ever seen him, I think it's easy to kind of turn your head and just be like, "Nah, you won. You definitely won." But then, like,
Mm,
you look at it like quality piece per quality piece of the physique.
yeah. Yeah.
You can kind of see where like just I guess the polished aspect to the look probably led to Derek from a kind of perspective of like I guess an unbiased look at it, Derek probably did take it, but there's obviously it's bodybuilding, like and sometimes it's just the impressiveness of the physique. But so far as like the criteria needed for a good look, arguably Derek was better.
Yeah.
You can see why that would go. It's also cool that they did actually go with the fact that the head judge had one decision, but they took all the consideration of the secondary judges. That's a good
Which
thing.
which is how it should be, right?
Yeah, exactly how it should be.
Yeah. It's I presume Nick will just win New York now this weekend.
100%. Regan will give him a run for his money if Regan's peaked right.
Well, it just depends if he's in condition, doesn't it?
Should be. I don't think it would be.
Decent MP lineup as well, isn't there?
Yeah, very good.
Brandon, is it Andre Deu or however you
Yeah, and
pronounce it?
Andre's doing it. Yeah,
He's doing it
Infinite
as well, isn't he?
athlete, isn't it?
but Aaron's doing it as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Aaron's
Potentially unpopular opinion. I can see why he's impressive, but I don't like Aaron Banks' physique.
in what way?
I don't know. This is when I think of men's physique, I don't see Aaron Banks. I don't.
Mm,
When he's on his own, I'm like, yeah, you're fucking sick, man. And I can get it. And he's big and he's commanding. But there's just something about the flow of his physique that isn't like for me, when I think men's physique, I think Buendia. I think that's like that anything kind of rounded towards that look is something that I prefer in men's physique. I can understand why he's
Yeah.
impressive. He doesn't belong in any other class. But there's just something about it just not appealing to me.
yeah, I know what you mean.
I think it's only really the one of the really tall ones that does very well, isn't he, Aaron Banks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you look at everyone else, they're all a fair bit shorter. No, who was the one a few years ago? Is it Raymond Edmonds? He was the
Yeah,
last one.
I loved his physique. He was tall but
Yeah,
super bubbly as
he
well,
was
though.
he was the last tall guy
Yeah.
that done really well.
Yeah,
And don't get me wrong, his physique is unbelievably impressive. Do you know what I kind of
Yeah.
way? So I literally don't like it, but it's just not. And again, it's my opinion in it, really, as far as what it meant to say. Okay, look, that's pretty fucking good. Do you know? Do you know that kind of way? And that's what I
he's
mean. Like
not. He's not
when he,
that sharp. He's not that sharp though.
No.
it's when he's on his own. I'm like, he's fucking sick, and it's his rear shot. I'm not mad about. You know that kind of way. I get what he was.
His back is insane. Like when he opens up now, this is fucking nuts. That's crazy.
Like that's crazy. That is crazy. And I like the way he positions his legs now compared to before, where they're a little bit closer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But there is something about when he's up there in a lineup with people who are, I guess, closer to what I like in men's physique, because it is ultimately just what I like in my opinion of it. I just, I don't know. I just don't look at him. You know, that kind of way. Like, who's that dude, Landon? You'll know his name. He won a show a couple of weeks ago. He could be Brazilian, has a Brazilian-esque name. Dark hair. He's kind of like, ooh, the next kind of thing. He might have been in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure.
Edvon Palmera.
Exactly. That's exactly who I'm talking about.
Came third at Pittsburgh, didn't he?
I love his physique.
Yeah, Edvon's
what's his
great.
name?
His Instagram,
Edvon.
Edvon or so.
I don't think his Instagram name is Ed Van. Oh, there you go.
This
Sweet.
guy.
Yeah,
Love his physique.
yeah. Crazy. Was it? I think it was 2 years ago he burst on, and he got he just came out of nowhere and got fifth at the Olympia, didn't he?
Yeah, this guy's nice.
I never really heard him. He won a show a couple of weeks ago, did he not?
Yeah, won a show a couple of weeks
That's
ago.
the first I've heard of him. As he's very, very impressive. I think it's because, well, I think he's easy to compare now, or he's easy to bring up into the center of attention because how good Ali Bilal is and how big he is. He's
Well,
got
this is almost like a bigger version of Ali, I think.
he's got a comparable physique to Ali.
Look at that.
So impressive, man. So impressive. Like that to me is men's physique. That kind of, it's almost like boxy. You know,
Yeah.
it's like an edge to it. There's like a bubbliness to it and a density to it that I just think is fucking sick.
He's very good.
Yeah, very, very good. So I think it was about 2 years ago he burst on. I think he got fifth 2 years ago, and then I'm pretty sure he got a top six again
The only
last
thing
year.
I'd say is Eric from the back is Aaron from the back. Sorry, is like
Loads better. Yeah.
yeah,
I
he's
prefer-
just so dominant.
I prefer his shape from the rear. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
prefer that kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it's because he's shorter. Maybe it's just, I just appreciate a shorter men's physique athlete. Maybe that's what it is. But like,
mm,
there's something about it that just when I see men's physique, that's what I always think.
yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm in the same part. I'm in the same boat as you though, Ross. Like I don't. The shorter the men's physique guy, the more I kind of aspire. I guess it's more that I aspire to it. Like I look at it and I think that's a nice physique because it's something that's more relatable to me with being short. Whereas I look at it, like the taller guys' men's physiques, and I just never really massively kind of appreciate them as much.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I've got Kenty doing this weekend as well, but we last week I don't know what it was.
He looked so good at Pittsburgh.
Mate, is Sass doing New York as well?
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, he is. Sassan's doing New York as well. That's good. That'd be a nice little battle. That'd be nice. I think he still needs to do a quieter show so we can just go and dominate and qualify because I fucking love his physique.
Yeah, I love physique as well.
Absolutely love his physique. So he basically left the UK at his cap is 94.8.
Okay.
He left the UK on baseline at 95.4, and that was we front loaded on the Saturday. We baseline on the we front loaded on Saturday. We did a little bit on the Sunday. We baseline on the Monday. We flew on the Tuesday, and it was virtually zero carb on the Tuesday when he flew. Wakes up on Wednesday at 97.2 kilos, which was way higher than I thought it would be. And then wakes up on Thursday at 96 something. And this is like, we're like still like 2 kilos above the cap, and his weight's not come back down. The only thing he changed was he's on like 8.5 liters of water a day. And the day prior, when he got to America, he used like Gatorade sachets in his water as flavorings. And one of the flavorings in there, and I was like, fucking hell. Because he was like, I feel like there's a rock in my stomach. I feel like there's loads of like fluid like sloshing around in my stomach. And I was like, just send me the ingredients packet of this like anything you change because nothing had really changed with this diet. And there was like two or three flavorings in there, and I just put them into ChatGPT and was like, "Is there anything going on with these and the GI?" And it basically came back with like osmotic fluid balance in the gut and like pulling fluid into the GI from like excessive use of flavorings and sugar alcohols. So I reckon the 2 days prior to that, he just basically had more and more fluid accumulating in his GI.
Yeah.
So he woke up on the day of the weigh-ins still like 1.8 kilos above his cap. So he basically had to I put in some peak backs on the day of the weigh-ins so we could start shifting some fluid out. He basically fasted for the entire day to make weight. He ended up making weight by like 2 or 3 o'clock. Made weight. Um, we put in like 500 or 600 grams of carbs the evening of, but you had to be careful because he hadn't drunk a lot of fluid that day and like hydration was still low, so we had to rehydrate first, then put food in. The look, all things considered, I think was really good. But this week we just fucking simplified everything, removed all of the like potential irritants now, and he's woken up this morning on cap 3 days before 2 or 3 days before the weigh-ins. So this week for New York should be a much smoother process there in terms of
Yeah.
like even if it's not even if it's not impacting the look on stage, it's just the fact that like just having an athlete stressing about a weight cap like the day before show is just not a position you want to be in because that is going to impact what's delivered on stage as well.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah,
That video.
I think the lineup is just as deep as Pittsburgh, so it'll be a nice little test for him to get in front of New York. I think it's still Steven Tyler, isn't it?
Are Kenty's shorts baggy at the rear?
No, well, I
Just
think they're too tight. It's pulling so much on them, so we're changing them to a darker. I don't know if
yeah.
they're on his Instagram, a darker pair with a black waistband this week. He wore them last year at some point, but I can't remember where he wore them. But yeah, I just think they're a little bit. I think they're a little bit too light for the lighter backdrop. It looks a little bit too. It draws too much attention to his legs and his massive ass, which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for this
It's a good.
weekend. It should be another good one.
I think Zach is going to Ireland, is he not?
Zach's on his way at the moment. Yeah,
Is he almost thinking later on?
he's got Oodle in Ireland. I think he's got Oodle and no one else.
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna find out where he's staying.
I think Sam's got an Airbnb.
Right, grand. Because I was gonna have him here, but I had to clear out one of the rooms. And I
Right. Where's is Hayden staying down the road from you?
Yeah, Hayden, Yemi, Cozy, Matty, a friend of Hayden's. They're staying in like a gaff down the road from where I'm from. It's dead handy, man. It feels so strange. Feels so strange.
Nice.
I've got a fella coming to look at my car later on, mind you. Something went to me yesterday.
What, broken?
Not broken, but I think it's something to do with the EGR valve, which is like an emissions valve. And it's playing around with the transmission, so I have to get it remapped.
Okay.
I'm seeing if I can get a remap to just overstay it. I know I don't really know fuck all what I'm talking about, but that seems to be the issue.
Yeah, just try and get someone that's not going to shaft you.
I know I won't do. I know a lot of people around here anyway, so we're good.
Okay. Closing thoughts? Any news? Anything you want to tell the guys?
No, me and Cal have something cool we're going to announce later on this week. I'm not going to say it now. We will. That'll be fun. But beyond that, let's all go try and win some shows. So I think I'll do.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, big weekend. And Landon, let's fucking nail the end of this prep, mate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You look those visuals you took after I think it was massage or something. You look nuts.
Oh yeah, with the back double as well. Yeah.
I mean, just mega dense, mega dense. It's gonna be cool to see it, man. It's gonna be very, very cool to see it. How far
Yeah, that's flat as shit as well. That's 125 grams of carbs a day. That is. Wait till
it looks good, man. It looks really, really good.
yeah,
How far out are you now?
3.5 weeks till the regional, 4.5 till Alicante till the Emperor. Looking forward to that Emperor show, man. It looks wicked.
The best show.
Everyone I've spoke to says it looks wicked as well. Everyone says it's really good as well.
You know, 3 years on the trot, I've done that. It's fucking class. Media puts on such a sick show.
Yeah.
Very good.
Proper good show. Great, unbelievable production standard. The backstage is always class. The staff are always helpful. He's judging Ireland.
Emilio is.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Well, because I got Tyler Mannion's judging Emperor as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that'd be mega. That'd be mega.
Well, he judged me in Portugal when I done my first international show when I done Amateur Olympia. I remember we went out 2022, Cal. There's a good few of us have competed,
Oh
and
yeah, fucking hell, yeah, yeah.
Tyler Mannion was judging then, so I've got him doing that. So I judge then. Then obviously he's doing M Pro, and then 3 weeks later he's doing Portugal again, which is
Right.
so
That was the show. Remember that was the show that Momsey did,
yeah, Mumsy did,
and the winner, Momsey came second, and the winner of the class on stage took his medal off and gave it to Momsey on stage
No way.
because he knew he didn't win.
No
They
way.
just did it. They just didn't give it
That's
back.
pretty badass, bro. I mean, that's a fucking cool thing to do.
I think it's because he was just said that he was too big for men's physique, which I was like, yeah, fair enough. And then I pulled like 7 kilos off and me turned pro. But he came, mate. Like it was like one of the best looks for men's physique I've ever seen because he was just fucking bursting full, like fucking. He was pumping up backstage, and people were like, "What the fuck?"
Mate, I remember it was the day before. It was the day before the show, and we had to all check in at the Big Evolution gym.
Yeah,
I was sat there with Zach, and Zach was there like, "Oh, Zach's Cal's client, Mum's is coming. He's just messaged me. He's coming." So and I was like, "Yeah, all right." I was like, "Let me just pop out to the thingy. I need to go and get a spoon for my post workout." And I walked out, and as I was walking out of the venue to go to a little cafe to borrow a spoon so I could eat my post workout, I walked past, and he was just stood in the queue waiting to come in and register. And I walked past, and I was there like, "Fuck me, I hope he ate men's physique." Walked back, got my stuff, walked back, and he's sat next to Zach, and I walked over and I was there like, oh, all
right.
right. And then Zach went, "Oh, this is Mumsy," and I was there like, "Fuck's sake."
I hate that. I hate
I was
that.
like,
Yeah,
I was like, that's one pro card gone for tomorrow
he
then.
was huge, mate. Absolutely huge. Absolutely
Yeah,
huge.
crazy size.
Mental.
Right, lad, I've got 19 check-ins to do next
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah. All good. Thanks for listening, guys.
Later on.
Yeah,
Cheers.
we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for listening.
Peace and love.
In a bit.